Kyle Davenport. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, Jack Ruprecht. Catching and batting eighth, David Driscoll. And batting ninth in center field, Matt Cook. Starting pitcher for the Cranberry League, Trevor Dennett.
Again, the carpet. Yep, no problem.
Yeah, we just
John Moore. Send somebody out for ground rolls. So, I asked Joe
Goes on the gravel path, out of play. Yeah, you can catch and then the moment at least we don't have the tree hanging over center field. What was the rule on that? Was it a home run or if it went to the tree? Well, well, they took care of that years ago. Well, there's a tree that hangs over center field as well. No, because it's like a million feet away.
So, Mom, how
well, how deep is it to right?
That's what I thought.
Left is like 350. There was a kid.
No, I know they can, but I'm sure.
There was a kid who I think played in the middle section. I don't know if he played at Wakefield High, but he got drafted by the Seattle Mariners. He did hit a ball, not only past the right field fence, but on it. You got to be pretty strong to hit it that far. No wonder you get picked by the Mariners. I get it.
From center field at Lexington High School in Lexington, Mass., this is the Eastern Mass Amateur Baseball Classic on LSP. This is semifinal number 2 between the Yawkey League and the Cranberry League. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Sam Feely, ready to bring you the play-by-play story. The Park League won their first ever game in the 8-year history of this tournament this morning, defeating the Intercity League 2-1 with 2 runs in the top of the 6th. To defeat the host Intercity League All-Stars holding the Intercity League to just 2 hits along the way. And if you thought the Park League's pitching was good, well, wait till you see the Yawkey League's pitching. The Yawkey League has seen 3 no-hitters this year. And they will go against the powerhouse offenses of the Cranberry League, including the reigning champion Braintree White Sox, who aren't running away with the Cranberry League this year as they often do. They do have first place in that league, but only by 2 games over the Bourne Mariners. Here's the starting lineup for the visiting Yawkey League. It'll be Curtis Tyrone leading it off at short, followed by J.P. Agarosis in center. Kenny Polang is at third. Brett Samboy is at first. Colin Rooney is behind the plate. Jose Paulino is the DH. Ryan Flanagan is in left. Kevin Foley is in right. And Mike Oliviero is at second base. On the mound for the Yawkey League will be Hunter Salem. Salem this season for the Al Thomas Athletics is 3-2 with a 2.41 ERA in 29 innings of work. He's allowed 34 hits, 17 runs, 10 of which are earned, walked 6, and struck out 33. The Cranberry League is the host team. They have taken the field, and here's their starting lineup. Dan Cook will lead it off in right field, followed by George Mulcahy at second. Mitch Lundholm is in left. Brian Salkind is at first. Colin Nicholas is at short. Kyle Davenport is at third. Jake Ruprecht is the DH. David Driscoll is behind the plate. And Matt Cook rounds out the lineup in center field. On the mound for the Cranberry League will be Trevor Dennett of the Rockland Cardinals. The Cardinals, interestingly enough, have not reported many of their pitching stats this year. They have and they only have a few of their batting stats reported, so we won't be able to give you much information on the Rockland Cardinals players. But Trevor Dennett, the starter for from the Rockland Cardinals, for the Cranberry League. He's got the two-tone jersey, the old Toronto Raptors chic with the red front and the navy blue back. Like the Raptors had the purple front of the jerseys and the black back of the jerseys. So from the Stoneham Sabres, here is Curtis Tyrone to lead things off.
Shortstop, Curtis Tyrone.
The first pitch, fired at 2:05, is on the outside corner for strike 1 to Tyrone. Tyrone second in the Yawkey League in batting average. He's behind 0-2. Sorry, folks, just had to grab my umbrella because the sun is very bright. It's very hot today. As Tyrone reaches for that one, flares it down the third baseline. That is a fair ball, and Tyrone will reach with a leadoff single. .413 average for Tyrone with 3 doubles, 4 triples, and 16 RBIs. So here's another Stoneham Sabre, J.P. Agarosis, and he hits another fly ball down the third baseline. This is going to go into foul territory and out of play for strike 1. Agarosis, a .353 hitter with 1 double, 1 triple, and 6 RBIs. Tyrone is by far the team leader for the Sabres in RBIs. He has 16. Nobody else is in double digits. And that is strike 2 to JP. This is chopped down the third baseline foul for, we'll keep it at strike 2. Tyrone's 16 RBIs also lead the Yawkey League, not just the Sabres. Kenny Polang from the Revere Rockies is on deck. Polanco, excuse me. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Agarosis is out. Now here's Kenny Polanco.
Now batting third baseman Kenny Polanco.
Polanco takes strike 1 on the outside corner. Polanco, part of a Revere Rockies team that is second in the Yawkey League in batting average of .303, but he grounds this one to short, could be 2. On to first, double play, 6-4-3. And the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. After half an inning, it is the Yawkey League nothing and the Cranberry League coming up. This is the Eastern Mass Amateur Baseball Classic on LSP.
After the top of the first for the Yawkey League, no runs, 1 hit, no runners.
LSP is a proud member of the Avis affiliate program. Use the promo code on your screen or click the link in the description for up to 30% off your next rental from Avis. So Hunter Salem from the Al Thomas Athletics will take the mound for the Yawkey League. Yawkey League lost to the Intercity League in last year's semifinals 3-2. Yawkey League has won 2 titles in this tournament. First in 2013, their last in 2017. They have a 6-5 overall record in this tournament. The Intercity League, with their loss this morning, fell to 7-5 all-time. So the Cranberry League can pull even. Can pull ahead of the Intercity League in the all-time standings with a win today. Of course, the Park League getting their first win ever in 8 tries this morning in a close 2-1 victory over the Park League. And it's interesting because the Park League, was outscored on average about 8-3 in their appearances in this tournament. They had allowed 55 runs and scored just 24. So Dan Cook from the Bourne Mariners will lead things off here in the bottom of the first for the Cranberry League. Cook batting .395 with 5 doubles, 3 triples, 1 homer, and 27 RBIs, and 14 steals in as many attempts. Cranberry League were winners of this tournament last year, also won in 2014. First pitch to Cook is at the top of the zone for strike 1. This is skied into right field, and camping under it and making the catch is Kevin Foley for out number 1. So Cook retired on 2 pitches. That'll bring up George Mulcahy, the second baseman from the Bourne Mariners. Mulcahy enters play at .377 with 6 doubles and 16 RBIs. He's behind 0-1 as the breeze blows out to right once again. And this is laced and caught on a line by the shortstop, Curtis Tyrone, for out number 2. So 3 pitches, 2 outs for Hunter Salem, and that'll bring up Mitch Lundholm, the left fielder. And Lundholm grounds this one right back to the pitcher, and how about that? A 4-pitch bottom of the first for Hunter Salem and the Yawkey League. making good time here after one complete. It is still no score. This is the Eastern Mass Amateur Baseball Classic on LSP. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Get your company's message on air or on localsportsproductions.com for as little as $25 per ad. Visit localsportsproductions.com/advertising or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. Same guy. Trevor Dennett out there for his second inning of work, and he will deal with the middle third of the order. Brett Samboy, Colin Rooney, and Jose Paulino.
Leading off first baseman, number 12, Brett Samboy.
Samboy from the East Boston Knights cuts and misses for strike one. Batting .372 this year with 1 double, 1 homer, and 8 RBIs. Down and away, 1-1. East Boston Knights second in the Carl Yastrzemski division of the Yawkey League at 12-6, trailing the Revere Rockies, who are 13-1 with the best record overall in the Yawkey League at this point. 1-2 the count to Samboy. Just fouled off. The defensive alignment for the Cranberry League to start, it's Lundholm in left, Cook in center, and Cook in right. Matt Cook in center, Dan Cook in right. Third to first in the infield, Davenport, Nicholas, Mulcahy, and Salkind, and Driscoll catching Dennett. Good eye, it's 2-2. To Samboy. And he lines this one the other way for a base hit. Second straight inning, the Yawkey League has a leadoff single. And that'll bring up Colin Rooney, the catcher from the Al Thomas Athletics.
Now catching the catcher, number 2, Colin Rooney.
Rooney, a .371 hitter with 4 doubles, 1 triple, and 11 RBIs. This is dying quickly in left field, but the catch will be made by the left fielder Lundholm for out number 1.
The designated hitter, number 3, Jose Paulino.
Now Jose Paulino from the East Boston Knights takes down and away for ball 1. Paulino, a .250 hitter with 2 doubles, 6 RBIs. Upstairs for ball 2. He dribbles this one foul, and that'll make it 2-1. Paulino also plays for the North Shore Havoc of the MSBL. Foul ball, the umpires emphatically call as the catcher Driscoll tried to put the tag on Paulino. 2-2 now the count after Paulino was way ahead. And he swings and misses at a slider down and away, and there are 2 down. Second strikeout for Dennett, and that'll bring up Ryan Flanagan, the left fielder from the Stoneham Sabres. And that is taken outside for ball 1. Flanagan, 243 with 2 doubles and 5 RBIs this year. He takes on the outside corner for strike 1. In their history in this tournament, the Yawkey League has outscored their opposition 63-51. Which in 11 games translates to a very thin margin of victory. As this is driven into left field, and this will be caught by Lundholm for the out. That retires the side. After 1.5, still no score. This is the Eastern Mass Amateur Baseball Classic on LSP. Want LSP to tape or broadcast your team's games? Rates start just $100 per game. Also ask LSP about streaming your next gaming tournament, wedding, concert, recital, school play, meeting, or other event. Visit localsportsproductions.com/services or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. Hunter Salem out there for his second inning of work for the Yawkey League, and he will face the middle third of the order for the Cranberry League, Brian Salkind, Colin Nicholas, and Kyle Davenport. The first game today was the lowest scoring game in the history of this tournament. There have been a couple of games where only 4 runs had been scored. Cranberry League beat the Yawkey League in the championship game in 2014 4-0. And then the Cranberry League also beat the Yawkey League 3-1 in one of the semifinals in 2016. First pitch is grounded to third. Polanco's got it. On to first. Another quick out for Hunter Salem. 1 down on 1 pitch. So Salkind from the South End Astros retired, and now here,
Shortstop Colin Nicholas.
Salkind retired. Here is Colin Nicholas, who takes outside for ball 1. The Acushnet Aztecs, I should say. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Another cut and a miss. And Nicholas behind 1-2. Tried to frame it just outside 2-2. This is grounded to short, fielded there by Tyrone, but it goes through his wickets. And that'll be an E6. That produces the first base runner of the ball game for the Cranberry League. That'll bring up Kyle Davenport from the Acushnet Aztecs. Around the C-SPAN test pattern uniforms. So that's upstairs for ball one.
Batting is the third baseman, Kyle Davenport.
Davenport, a .306 hitter with 1 double and 3 RBIs and 7 steals in 9 attempts. And Davenport hits this one into left field, camping under it, and making the catch is the left fielder Flanagan for out number 2. So here's Jack Ruprecht, the DH. Throw back to first, and back safely is Nicholas. Ruprecht from the Plymouth Brewers, a first-year franchise in the Cranberry League, batting .377 with 1 double, 1 triple, and 7 RBIs. 0-1 the count. His Brewers teammate Nicholas off of first. Another swing and a miss, strike 2. Nicholas has not attempted a stolen base this year for the Brewers. Outside corner just missed, ball 1. In the dirt, skips away, and up to second goes Nicholas. So the first run of the game in scoring position for the Cranberry League, but a 2-2 count to Ruprecht. Chop to the right side. Diving stop, knocked down, tough play, and it's thrown away. And that'll allow the run to score for the Cranberry League in pretty much the same fashion that the Intercity League got their run in the first semifinal of this game. An E3 will result in no RBI. 2 errors in the inning. And Ruprecht up to second. And here's David Driscoll, the catcher. And he cuts and misses for strike 1. David Driscoll from the Weymouth Shamrocks takes at the knees, strike 2. Driscoll batting .291 with 2 doubles and 9 RBIs. He's got another run at second, but behind the count 0-2. Down and away, ball 1. 1-0 our score. 2 errors and a wild pitch have pushed across the first run. Dribble down the third baseline and foul. Remains 1-2. Cranberry League has some of their all-stars sitting in the bleachers down the first baseline with some of the fans. Strike 3 called on the outside corner, and the side is retired, but it's 1 run on no hits, 2 errors, and 1 left. And after 2 complete, 1-0 Cranberry League. This is the Eastern Mass Amateur Baseball Classic on LSP.
For the Cranberry League in the bottom of the second, 1 run on 1 hit. There were 2 errors and 1 runner left on base. You can follow LSP on the web at localsportsproductions.com,
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, and Teespring, LSP37, Snapchat, LSP Media, and subscribe to the LSP YouTube channel. The link is on that banner over there.
Now pitching for the Yaqui League, Dan Shaw.
Dan Shaw from the South Boston Saints will take over the pitching duties. Actually, this isn't Dan Shaw. This is a pitcher from the Marshfield Green Harbor Hawks. Dan Shaw's taking over next half inning for the
That's not Dan Shaw pitching.
for the Yawkey League. Well, right now here's Kevin Foley, the right fielder for the Yawkey League. And that is upstairs for ball one.
Leading off in the third for the Yaqui League, Kevin Foley.
This is popped up, fouling out of play. Ooh, that took a chunk out of a Carnworthen Road. We have an official broadcast. Swing and a miss, strike two. 2-2 the count. Laced foul. And it remains 2-2. Foley from the McKay Club Beacons has run the count full, 3-2. And he laces this one up the middle for a base hit. And once again, the Yawkey League has a leadoff single. Now, can they capitalize and bring him home? Foley this year for the Beacons, .350 average, 1 double, and 4 RBIs. Mike Oliviero from the Knights will bat here. Throw back to first, safe, just barely, is Foley. Oliveira, 273, 1 double, and 5 RBIs for the East Boston Knights. He takes on the outside corner, strike one. Another throw back to first. Foley's attempted 3 stolen bases this year for the Beacons and was successful each time. He takes off, the pitch is high, throw down to second, safe. So a runner in scoring position and a 1-1 count for Oliveira. And the leadoff hitter, Curtis Tyrone, on deck. Foley dancing off of second. And the pitch popped up, foul, over towards the out-of-play line, and letting it go is Salkind for strike number 2. Third baseman Davenport playing even with the bag. And the pitch. Oh, he fouled off a breaking ball down and in. High for ball 2. Tyrone on deck. For the first time today, the Yawkey League has a runner in scoring position, trying to tie this ball game. And this is into center field. Back goes the center fielder, Cook, and he makes the catch. No advance by the runner Foley, 1 down. Lineup turns over for Curtis Tyrone, who led off the ball game with a single.
Back to the top of the order for the Yaqui Stoneham Saber, Curtis Tyrone.
Third baseman in on the grass, in case Tyrone wants to lay one down. And he takes up and away, ball 1. 1-0 our score. Lone run came in the bottom of the second for a single and an error. Swing and a miss behind that fastball, and it's 1-1. Winner will face the Park League for the Eastern Mass Amateur Baseball Classic today at 5 o'clock. Breeze blown out to right. You can see the flag whipping around on the right side of your screen. Breaking ball misses up and away, 2-1. I was asking Teddy Zuba between games, do you want to put on your Boston Athletics uniform and play in the championship? Apparently there's now a rule that if you play in another league, if you play for another league in the All-Star Classic, you can't play in that league for that league's playoffs. 2-2 the count. Rick, you want to grab a mic? All right. Dribble down the first base line and foul. Rick DeAngelis going to join us in a little bit. Two and two the count to Tyrone. Tough inning thus far for our pitcher from the Marshfield Green Harbor Hawks. This is into right field, and that will be caught on the run by the right fielder, Cook. Throw back to second, and he's back safely, 2 down. So J.P. Agarosis will try to keep the line moving. Struck out swinging his first time up. Agarosis, the center fielder from the Stoneham Sabres. Takes high, ball 1. Sabres are tied for first in the Ted Williams division of the Yawkey League with the McKay Club Beacons at 10-8. And this is popped up foul to even the count at 1. Action warming for the Cranberry League. Inside for ball 2. Two and 1 the count. Hitters count for Agarosis. Trying to bring home Foley. Who led off this inning with a single, then stole second. Pops it up. And that'll get foul and out of play for strike 2. Hawks pitcher wears number 42. We don't have a 42 on the Hawks roster online, so. Agarosis takes ball 3. Payoff pitch coming up with Kenny Polanco on deck. And he went around, says the home plate umpire, for strike 3. And the side is retired. So for the third straight inning, the Yawkey League gets the leadoff man aboard with a single, but for the third straight inning, they're held scoreless. After 2.5, Cranberry League leading the Yawkey League 1-0. This is the Eastern Mass Amateur Baseball Classic on LSP. The LSP store is now open. Get yourself a DVD copy of most past LSP video broadcasts or one of several different designs of stickers or shirts, including the LSP hoodie and the Never Concede Collection. Visit localsportsproductions.com/store after the game to place your order. So the new pitcher for the Yawkey League, as promised, is Dan Shaw. Shaw from the South Boston Saints, 4-0 with a 1.70 ERA in 24 2/3 innings. He's allowed 16 hits, 6 earned runs, walked 5, and struck out 42. He is second in the Yawkey League in strikeouts behind Raul Martinez of the East Boston Knights, who has 53. He is also tied for third in the Yawkey League in wins behind Martinez with 6 and John Shepard of the Revere Rockies with 5.
leading off the bottom of the third, center fielder Matt Cook.
Matt Cook, the center fielder and number 9 hitter for the Cranberry League, comes up empty for strike 1. Ball 1. Cook swings and misses for strike 2. Cook batting .340 for the Bourne Mariners this year with 2 doubles and 10 RBIs. And he reaches for that one high, pops it foul to the left. Polanco gives it a look, and it's out of play. You do not want to let him get on base because he is 13 of 14 in stolen base attempts this year. One of 3 members of the Bourne Mariners with double-digit steals this year, along with George Mulcahy and Dan Cook. No coincidence, they're both in the starting lineup as well for the Cranberry League. The 1-2, up and away, 2-2. It's 40 stolen bases between 3 players. That's more than 5 other teams in the Cranberry League. As a team, the Bourne Mariners have 63 stolen bases in 65 attempts. 2-2. Ball 3. Fouled straight back. Bourne Mariners wearing the gray jersey with white pants. Seems like fashion faux pas as far as baseball is concerned. Inside for ball 4. And for the first time today, the Cranberry League has the leadoff man aboard. That'll bring up Dan Cook, the right fielder, flew out to right leading off the bottom of the first. Takes strike 1 on the outside corner.
Dan Cook.
Throw back to first, and Matt Cook back safely. Breaking ball upstairs, 1-1. Runner takes off for second. The pitch is a strike. Throw down to second. Not in time. And a stolen base for Matt Cook. Up and away, 2-2. Popped up, foul and out of play. Remains 2-2. Good battle being put on here by Dan Cook. Fouls off another one, still 2-2. Foul tip into the mitt of Rooney for out number 1. And strike number 3. That'll be the first strikeout today for Yawkey League pitching.
Second baseman, George Mulcahy.
Now George Mulcahy lined out to short his first time up on a screamer hit over to Tyrone. It was right at his hip. This is grounded to the right side. This will get the runner over. Throw on to first, 2 down. And they would have liked Cook to hit that ground ball to the right side as in the last at bat. So 2 down and a runner at third for Mitch Lundholm, who grounded out to the pitcher in that very quick bottom of the first. And he fouls that one off for strike 1. Cook at third, 2 down. This is grounded up the middle and cut off by the second baseman. Throw to first, not in time. That'll be an infield single and an RBI. And the Yawkey League bench saying tag him out because they thought he made the turn for second, but no such luck, and the Cranberry leads 2-0 on the infield RBI single. Two runs scored without a ball hit out of the infield, as Bruce just pointed out. Here is Bryant Salkind, strike 1. RBI credited to Lundholm, and that's on the outside corner for strike 2. Throw back to first, and back safely is Lundholm. Reached for and fouled off. Shouldn't have reacted. I know, Bruce. I blinked. I blinked. Yep. I wonder what happens to the viewers at home if the ball gets fouled towards the camera. All right, strike 3 called on Salkind, but the Cranberry League gets another run. And after 3 complete, it is the Cranberry League 2 and the Yawkey League nothing. This is the Eastern Mass Amateur Baseball Classic on LSP. LSP's next broadcast is today at 4:55 p.m. when the Park League takes on the winner of this game for the Eastern Mass Amateur Baseball Classic Championship. Watch the game live at localsportsproductions.com/live or stream the game the next day at localsportsproductions.com/on-demand or on the LSP YouTube channel, or buy a DVD of the game at the LSP store. Yeah, that will work.
No errors, and no runs on 3 hits and 2 errors.
All right, Rick DeAngelis, the owner-manager of the Lexington Blue Sox, joins us on commentary for this inning. Rick, obviously a tough loss to the Park League. They were bound to win one year. Too bad it had to be against us, though.
Well, they played well. We didn't hit, but the Park League outpitched us, I guess you could say.
Yep. We just got that one run, and it was on the 8 of an error. But regardless, this is a great tradition to have the 8th year, and having it back at Lexington High School for the first time since the first installment of this tournament. When that was a 2-day affair, we had the 2 semifinals on Saturday and the championship on Sunday.
Bringing the 4 elite amateur leagues in and around Boston together, even for a day, is a special event. A lot of talented players, and in some major respects, it's all about bragging rights.
Pitching for the Cranberry League is Zach Newman.
Zach Newman from the Plymouth Brewers will take over on the mound for the Cranberry League, and now here is Kenny Polanco leading it off for the Yawkey League. Polanco grounded into a 6-4-3 double play his first time up, and he grounds this one to short, fielded there, on to first, stretch in time, 1 down. So 1 pitch out. We've seen a lot of early contact outs by both teams this game, but the Cranberry League leading 2-0.
Close ball game.
Yep. We were hoping to have this game at Monan this year, even though it was our turn to host. We wanted to have it at Monan because it's a fine facility.
Oh, it's an outstanding venue. And, it just didn't work out. The timing didn't work out.
This is skied into left center field by Brett Samboy and caught by the left fielder Lundholm for out number 2. So 2 pitches, 2 outs for Newman.
While Monan is an outstanding facility, I'd like to tip my cap to the Town of Lexington Parks Department. They were here at 6:30 this morning with all the rain we had overnight, and we all pitched in and got the field ready to play.
Yep,
and
looks
in
great.
fine shape.
Looks great. Of course, the batters have blown the batters' boxes to shreds, but that's baseball for you.
That is true.
Taken for ball 1, kind of the automatic take there by Colin Rooney. So let's talk about the Blue Sox this year. You've led a lot of great Blue Sox teams. What does it mean that more than halfway through the season you have just 1 loss on your record? Has that ever happened before, that you've had that kind of record this late in the season?
It probably did in 1998 when we went 33-8 for the entire season. Every team is different. This is the 25th edition, and there have been 25 different dynamics, 25 different chemistries, and great players who bought into a program at the very beginning of the season.
Honestly, Rick, I wouldn't say it's 25 different chemistries. I'd say it's one chemistry. That's the Blue Sox brotherhood. Like, once a Blue Sox, always a Blue Sox, right?
Well, that's true. That is true. Each team has to come together, and they do it in different ways. But I think you're right, Sam. We preach a brotherhood and organization, the greater good of the organization, and the great players sometimes have to subordinate their individual goals and aspirations to the betterment of the organization.
You raise a lot of selfless guys on this team, and really, like, even when you do have stars, and if they're even if they can't make it or if they're injured, it's the next guy up mentality, and you've said that we've had a number of players through the years that would be like year-long year-long starters for most other clubs in the league, but they don't mind because they know that this is a championship culture.
I think there's something special about playing in a championship culture. What we try and do is put together talented veteran players who still have the desire and the ability to play, and the time, of course, with good young players. And I firmly and have always believed that the younger players learn how to put their uniforms on, so to speak, by interacting with the older players. And in turn, the older players, while they do teach and lead by example, they are themselves energized by the younger players, and it's a great synergy of veterans with younger players. And
Like,
it works well.
Let me just do this this one spot here. LSP is a member of the Avis affiliate program. Use the promo code on your screen or click the link in the video description for up to 30% off your next rental from Avis. I think the best example of that is like we have like the dynamic of 2 years ago, Jeff Costello and Dan Graham. Jeff Costello tearing it up through the regular season. Winning the batting title in his first year with the Blue Sox, just off his senior year at BB&N, and then Dan Graham coming alive in the postseason like he always does.
Young and old, new and old, I guess.
Yep.
Dan Graham is what we refer to as the OWH,
the old war horse. Yep. Now, when did he first earn that nickname?
Dan has been here 11 years, so.
He
earned it probably 5 or 6 years ago.
Yep.
He threatened to retire every year.
He always comes back.
And he seems to always come back.
Because how can you stay away? How can you stay away from this team?
I guess it's hard.
Yeah, it's all thanks to you, Rick. I think we're all better for having known you, honestly, and being part of this organization. And I can't thank you enough, and of course the players can't thank you enough.
Well, that's very kind of you, but it's not about me. It's about the players. It's about the staff, yourself and Bruce and Mark Leary, and our newest addition, Josh Sherman. And it's, if you want to really look at it, you could say that we've had a very successful bat boy program because
Dane DeLagro is playing pro ball in Europe.
Correct.
Pro basketball in Europe, yeah.
That's certainly the tallest bat boy we've ever had.
Yep.
At 6'9".
Yep.
I guess you wouldn't call him a bat boy. You'd call him an equipment maven or a manager, what have you.
Right now he's looking for a starting center position.
Correct.
1-1 the count. Just like I have been with this team for now 12 years, the 1 year in 2006, and then every year since 2009. Nice strong throw by Tyrone, but that'll be an infield single for Davenport. But I've learned a lot, and I'm glad I'm able to contribute and bring these broadcasts to the likes of Herb Everett and Jackman, Maine, and the Wojtek family in Illinois. And where's Sean McElroy living now? North Carolina?
North Carolina.
Yeah, he tunes in.
Yeah, he's a 10-year player himself.
Yep.
They come as young men, and those that stay leave as accomplished adults in many ways. And in some respects, this is more than just baseball.
Yep.
Baseball is very important to all of us, but it doesn't stop with baseball. It's a mentoring and lifelong program where you may be gone from the team, but you're not gone from the organization.
Beautiful sliding catch in center field by J.P. Agarosis, and there are two down. Boy, you gotta be amazed at the level of ball that's being played today, and like we've seen some great defensive plays by all four teams that have played thus far.
Yes. No question.
The first baseman for the Park League, McLaughlin, made a couple of phenomenal diving stops in the second inning to take away some hits for us that could have potentially given us some offense.
Well, we could have used it. We only had 2 hits.
Yeah, but kudos to the Park League. They came through when they needed to, and they are playing for the championship for the first time ever.
And isn't that the beauty of baseball?
Anybody can win.
Can beat anybody on any given day.
Yep. The games are not played on paper.
If they were, the season would start on day 1 and end on day 1. And how boring would that be?
Strike 2 to the Cranberry League pinch hitter, Drew Alexopoulos, as he takes outside ball 1. Alexopoulos takes up and away 2-1. 2-2, I should say. So how did this tournament start? Because I remember my first year I did stuff for the Blue Sox when Jim Akimchuk was doing the broadcast. We had the Intercity League versus Park League All-Star game, and then there was kind of a void for like a lack of real All-Star competition. Walter Benz was talking about how the Park League used to have their All-Star game at Fenway, but ever since the John Henry ownership group took over, it's become a hot venue for all sorts of events, concerts, and everything. So it's not as available. But so how did this tournament come about from the Intercity League perspective?
All right. Well, we actually played the Park League on a regular basis in Fenway Park, and I will tell you that that was a very special treat for all of the players and staff and coaches who, on both sides, who were able to play there. Fenway Park is the cathedral of cathedrals in terms of the baseball world. It was a wonderful event, but at some point it stopped because of ownership changes and what have you.
Yep.
Really what happened was the 4 presidents of the major leagues, that is to say, the Park League, the Intercity League, the Cranberry League, and the Yawkey League, we got together over a winter and credit Joe Palucci, who at the time was the president of the Cranberry League, with coming up with the idea of running a tournament, an in-season all-star tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And then we kicked around how to market it, how to brand it. And originally, as you said earlier, we did this over 2 days, a Saturday and a Sunday. 2 semifinals on Saturday. There were 9-inning games at the time. Now they're 7s. And we played the finals on Sunday. And we played here in game 1, year 1, that is.
Mm-hmm.
And the Intercity League won the whole tournament, and we played the Cranberry League. And if you remember back then, the players that we had here were just incredible.
Yep.
For the Intercity League, we had the likes of Stephen Gath.
Justin Wright.
They were Blue Sox players, tremendous players. Stephen Gath was our shortstop, one of our leaders, and I hope he's listening today because he's now happily married with a young son. And he played shortstop here for probably 8 years.
Yep.
But so it just grew, and here we are. What are we in, the 9th year?
8th year this,
Okay.
And then Gath retired. And then we had to and then we had to dig through the scrap heap for a shortstop and found this guy named Curley.
Yeah, we moved that third
he was at
baseman
third
over to
base.
shortstop.
He's a natural shortstop. He played third base for so long because Gath had short on lockdown. But Curley's, gotten back to his old tricks at short, and he's having a career year. He's on pace to set career highs in on-base percentage and slugging percentage. It has already matched his career high for extra base hits in a year.
He's a 10-year player here himself.
Yep, and
maybe longer. He came
2008,
here,
right?
Yeah, he came here as a freshman at Bentley.
Yep.
And he's been here ever since. And
where else would you play? Where else would you play? Where else would you want to play? Growing up in Lexington, obviously he moved here from California, but being a 3-sport star in Lexington, where else could you go for your summer baseball fix if you're someone like Ross Curley?
That's true. The truth be known, when he was a senior in high school at Lexington High School,
yeah, he was.
He played for the Cassell Club in Somerville.
Yep.
And he didn't play a lot, but he was somebody that I knew well from having watched him play basketball and football and baseball at Lexington High School.
Yep.
And Nick Sanasuaso convinced Ross that he should stay home and play here and not run to Somerville to play. And Ross came here, and he's been he was a young guy on a very veteran team. And Ross is somebody who believes in holding himself accountable.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the most likable thing about him, in addition to his great talent and his great friendship. And he learned, we talked about it today, how much baseball he has learned while here, much more so than he learned in college. And I would say to you that what he learned from watching the rest of the brotherhood, the veteran players, lead by example, and he followed them. He watched, and they led, and he followed, and now he's the leader. And it's incredible how he has transformed himself from a young player into a very well-respected veteran and leader in our program. And it's a program.
Yep.
It doesn't happen by accident. We have everybody coming together. So it's sort of like, if you wanted to make an analogy to a crew team, everybody puts his oar in the water in the same way at the same time and pulls together. And that's what this program is really all about. It really is.
And now you've merged with the Route 2 club to become the Route 2 Blue Sox,
Mm-hmm.
and that's also great for just developing the young talent.
It is. We picked up 2 players that went through that program, Nate Espelin and Sean Mahan.
1-0 the count. Newman's still out there for his second inning of work for the Cranberry League. As that's low for ball 2.
You know what I'm saying? Any good team has to have more than just one person that's the voice. And if you look at our team, you look at Matt Karras, not only is he a mainstream pitcher on our team, but he is the pitching coach.
Yep.
Not just a sometimes pitching coach, but he is the guy that talks. He's the voice to the pitchers, and the pitchers know that they go to him and can go to him for whatever ails their delivery.
Then he can play third base occasionally and pick up a line drive on the first bat he's in the field.
Like he did that.
Like he did down at the Cape. Yeah, that's one of the unwritten rules of baseball. If you're playing a position you're not familiar with, the first ball is always hit to you.
It's a fundamental rule of baseball.
Fouled off and the count fills, so we'll see if Foley will be off with the pitch.
I'm hoping, by the way, that Herb Everett is on the game here today, because I saw his son and daughter-in-law at 7:15 this morning when I was here. They went out for a walk.
Kurt was here?
Kurt Sr., not Kurt Jr. Kurt Jr. was sleeping.
Figures.
Kurt Jr. was a Blue Sox player, as you recall. So, Herb, if you're out there,
drop us a line in the comments, Herb. All right, so a 2-out walk, runners at first and second. And Curtis Tyrone will step to the plate for the third time as the Yawkey League trying to get on the scoreboard. They've had a base runner in every inning except the fourth. It's only the second time they've had a runner in scoring position, though. Strike one. What do you enjoy the most about these tournaments that we have every year?
The interaction with peers and players. The interaction with gentlemen like Walter Benson, for example. Mm-hmm. Walter does for the Park League what Chuck Andre and I do for the Intercity League. And I have such tremendous respect for Walter, because he's all in all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's never about him, and it's always about his league and his players. And that's what Chuck and I do as well. It's not about us. It's about what's best for the Intercity League.
Chuck stepping away from field manager duties this year for the Andre Chiefs. Steve Gambale more than capable taking over, but I am going to miss seeing Chuck at every game.
I'm with you. I do too. He actually listened to watched game one,
and he told me the volume was too low.
Did.
I don't know what it is. Like, I have the volume all the way up as this is flared into center field. That's going to get down. Foley's being waved around third. The throw to the plate is going to be late, and the Yawkey League is on the board 2-1. Did that come through, Chuck?
Hopefully.
Well,
Well, certainly I can hear you, Sam.
well, let's. Yeah. Like I'm getting audio in my headset. You're getting audio in your headset. Just.
I think we have to send Chuck to Mass Ioneer
For
for checkup.
Chuck up, right. So Tyrone picks up the RBI. It's his second hit of the ball game. Oliveira up to second, and now we're going to have a pitching change. And let's see. It's from the Bourne Mariners. And it looks like this is, well,
It would appear that Chuck is listening to us, Sam.
oh, he is? Can he hear us better now?
I don't know. You have to ask him.
Well,
He likes the banter between you and me. So maybe I'm going to retire from the sidelines and come do color with you.
well, Borja's got that spot on lock as it stands right now, but I've scared Raimundo away from doing color because I keep needling him because he won't play against me in MLB The Show.
Well, he knows he'd lose.
Yeah.
But you made a comment. You're going to miss Chuck. I already do, and we've had such a great run together and a great relationship together. He is without doubt my best friend in baseball and among my closest friends, whether in or outside of baseball. We talk 3 or 4 times a day, generally speaking, and it's the relationship is a brotherhood between us in and of itself. I mean, what he does the single most difficult job in the Intercity League, and that is putting the schedule together. Because unlike Major League Baseball, where people have all dates every day, every week, every year, we don't. People have different dates, and Chuck is always chasing people, and for dates, they're home dates, and if you have 15 home games, some guys give Chuck 14 home dates. 15 doesn't go into 14 now all that well.
Nope.
Not according to my math, anyway.
We got a new pitcher for the Cranberry League. Bruce, as this is down the left field line, but foul for strike 1.
So the schedule maker is on par, on a plane, on a plateau, all by himself. It's like he's putting an erector set together for the first time without directions and without a clue what the thing looks like.
Erector set, that's a throwback for me.
Right.
0-1 the count to JP Agarosis. Up and in for ball 1. As the Yawkey League has the tying run in scoring position with 2 out here in the top of the 5th. We'll just let you know, by the way, that advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Get your company's message on air or on localsportsproductions.com for as little as $25 per ad. Visit localsportsproductions.com/advertising or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. As Agarosis is behind 1-2 on a beautiful curveball over the heart of the plate. Started his front hip and just came back over. 2-2.
I don't think we could have picked a better day for baseball.
No, not at all.
Although it didn't start out that way.
No.
If you happen to have been up at 4 o'clock this morning, which I was, don't ask why, but nonetheless, it was rainy and damp and wet.
Grounder up the middle, fielded by the second baseman over to short for the out. That retires the side. The Yawkey League gets 1 run on 2 hits, no errors and 2 left. After 4 and a half, 2-1 Cranberry League. This is the Eastern Mass Amateur Baseball Classic on LSP. Looks like we have a new pitcher for the Yawkey League.
Sam, I think we're going to have to get Chuck over here to do some color.
Yeah.
And for you to interview him sometime in the very near future.
Absolutely. Just be great to pick the brain. We've picked the brains of a few good baseball minds, including yourself. But, oh, man, it'd be interesting to see what Chuck has to say.
Well, I'll tell you what. For as long as I've been at it, 25 years with this organization, Chuck has been at it longer with his Chiefs.
Yep.
And his Chiefs are as special to him as my Blue Sox are to me. And the rivalry between the two teams is beyond compare. There's nothing like a Chiefs Blue Sox baseball game, whether it's a regular season game or a playoff game. These guys, you know, what's interesting is we have workouts, joint workouts during the preseason, generally speaking, and the guys all get along. Between the white lines, they are the most competitive groups you'd want. They do compete against one another, and they all want to win. And it doesn't get any better than a Chiefs Blue Sox game.
And of course, that was the championship series for six straight years and 7 out of 8. For the Reading Bulldogs, pulled off their upset of the Chiefs in 2017, then the Wartown Reds making it to 2018. But the Chiefs had a bit of a down year last year, but they're right back in the thick of things
They certainly
this
are.
year.
They have a very talented team.
And of course, even with Frenny out for the year, you know, the pitching picks up right where he left off.
Just look at their team. Ben Waldrop is at first base. Matt Nuzzer, one of the most talented people and one of the nicest people you're ever going to want to meet, is at shortstop. Nate Witkowski is an infielder. I've always liked Nick Lever, who catches for them. Tim Dunphy, you don't find anybody better than Dumph. And you look at
Would you say he's the best left-handed star you've ever seen in the Intercity League?
Well, he's a hell of a good player.
Yep.
He's a great pitcher. Not just a good pitcher, he's a great pitcher. I'd throw Mike Kataski in there, a Blue Sox player from the first championship team we had. He went 13-0 in 1998. Imagine that, 13 wins, no losses.
Well, first of all, I can't imagine any pitcher pitching 13 games in the Intercity League anymore.
You know, the rain played out in our favor. We had so many games rained out that we were able to spot Kataski when needed.
Is that the record for most wins in a season?
Gee, I honestly don't know. Chuck might know.
Because we only have the 400 hitter stats back to 2006.
Right. But if you go back in the history of Chiefs Blue Sox, go back all the way to 1995, they have had such tremendous players. Mike Romano, one of the great players. Hank Landers, may he rest in peace, a great player. Dave Clivio. If there's a better third baseman than Dave Clivio, he has yet to be invented. Barnesy. Anybody that knows baseball and knows the Intercity League doesn't even know his first name. A big money player.
Justin
Crisafulli. Justin Crisafulli, great player. Mike Andre,
Jared Frenny, of course, the recent greats. Johnny Welch came in and just set the league on fire with his power.
Oh my God, he is a consummate hitter. He doesn't have any apparent weakness. I think you're better off walking him.
Jeff Bercume had like 1 year really with the Chiefs, but it was one of the best overall, all-around offensive seasons ever.
Tremendous center fielder.
He was the DH most of that year, though, wasn't he?
I don't remember, but I remember him as a hell of a good center fielder.
Juan Portes, too.
Juan Portes is just a professional hitter. One moment in time sticks in my mind, and it was a year ago. Manny Del Carmen and Juan Portes sort of grew up playing baseball together. And then one night, Manny came in to close, and who came up to bat?
Juan Portes.
Juan Portes, with 2 men out, 2 men on, and a 1-run game. And it was a battle of the Titans, a great pitcher versus a great hitter. And I would have paid money. I got to see it for free. I can't believe how good it was. And Portes fouled off pitch after pitch. He was right on Manny's fastball. And now that's a head game. What is he going to throw? Manny's trying to outthink Juan, and Juan is trying to guess and outthink Manny. And after 5 or 6 fastballs, which Juan fouled straight back, Juan guessed curveball. He got changeup, and Manny was fortunate enough to strike him out. But it was a tremendous battle. But we didn't win them all. And I will tell you that I once upon a time walked Justin Crisafulli because I didn't want to face him with 2 men on and 2 outs. So we walked the bases loaded. All right, and we had to pick our poison. And if Chuck is listening, he knows that there was big poison and little poison, like the Wayner brothers, way back in the 30s or the 20s even. Played for Pittsburgh. So we walked Crisafulli so he couldn't beat us with a home run. And up steps Mike Andre. And if I had to do over again, I probably would walk Crisafulli, but Mike Andre hit a grand slam to
Was
win.
this the 2011 championship series?
Yeah.
Yep, I remember that game.
To win a playoff game for us. So last year that Pete Frates played.
That forced Game 5.
It did. And I will tell you what, how could you be angry? I've known Mike Andre since he was a little boy, being his dad's bat boy. And to see a little boy grow into a young man, a very talented and accomplished baseball player, and a great person, beat you, more power to him. So, Mike, if you're there listening, congratulations. And if you want to come back, I don't know, I'd pitch to you again. Anyway, the people and the places and the stories are wonderful in the Intercity League.
Doug Hartshorn is the new pitcher for the Yawkey League. He is not allowed a run this year in 6 innings of work, 1-0, allowed just 3 hits, 1 walk, and 9 strikeouts. Picked up the win 3 nights ago against the Brighton Black Sox. What's your favorite moment from this All-Star tournament, though?
My favorite moment in all 8 of them?
In all 8 of them. Well, I'm sure you might have multiple favorites. You can name them.
Well, let's stick with one.
All right.
The very first All-Star game, All-Star weekend.
Yep.
As you mentioned, semifinals were on Saturday. The final was on Sunday. We actually beat the Park League. We beat the Park League to go to the finals, and the Cranberry League beat the Yawkey League to go to the finals. The finals were what I would call a battle of 2 very talented and veteran teams. We beat them in the bottom of the 9th on a single by Justin Wright, driving the winning run. Probably my most favorite moment in all of this, because it was the very first one and we happened to win it.
2 more in addition to that is at a close play at the plate, but run comes home. For the Cranberry League. Now we have a pinch hitter for Bryant Salkind. And a broken back grounder to second. This will get the runner over to third. Throw on to first. 2 down. going to have another pitching change, it looks like, or maybe just a mound conference.
Aren't memories great though, Sam?
Yeah, they are. I personally, like, my personal favorite memory from all the years I've been doing this. I mean, I've been known to get amped up at some pretty key moments. I know Dan Graham still has the recording of my call of his grand slam in Game 3 of the championship series in 2013 on his phone. I still think that the Sway's walk-off suicide squeeze tops them all.
That was one of the weirdest
That was one of the
finals.
not just weirdest. It was one of the greatest games you'll see in the Intercity League or any league. Like, what was the final score? 15-14.
Something like that.
Yeah, it was a real heavyweight fight, and you would expect nothing less from the Chiefs and the Blue Sox. Jared Frenny coming in on 2 days rest out of the bullpen to keep the Chiefs in it before they took the lead, and then the sprinklers came on, and then it rained and postponed the continuation of the game until Sunday. You got tossed.
I was going to add that Vigers got tossed.
Vigers got tossed.
And I got tossed.
Yep.
So on Sunday we had to sit in the stands, Vigers and I.
Yep.
And between Matt Karras and Dan Graham, they were in charge. And it was a weird one. And Sway's bunt with 2 outs. He swung and missed the first pitch. He goes up to the plate and he says, before he goes up, he said, I'm going to take a big swing, see if I can knock it out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
But if I don't, I'm going to bunt. I'm going to bunt down at first base at Copa, Peter Copa. So Sway gets up.
Pitch skips away, and here comes another run for the Cranberry League. 4-1 now. Go ahead.
Sway gets up. That's Josue Feliciano.
Yep.
And he was not having the finest of offensive years, but he always could make things happen with his bat or his head, his intelligence, and his speed. And he takes a big swing. Peter Copa has known him for a long time, and that's the beauty of the Chiefs-Blue Sox relationship. All these guys have known each other for a long time, and they know their tendencies, they know their habits, they know what they're thinking. And so Peter had played in, figuring he might bunt. He saw the big swing, so he backed up. And he said, take a big swing. He's got him 0-1. 2 more strikes, game's over, we win. And Sway bunts at Copa. Now it's 2 outs, and I don't remember. Do we have the bases loaded?
We obviously had a runner on third. I forget if we had the bases loaded.
In any event, you could see Peter Copa. You could see the expression on his face. He had the "oh shit" moment.
This is a family show, Rick.
There you go. Well, so all those Herb, I'm sorry if we offended you. In any event, he said, "Oh my God." He took a step back, and that's all that Sway needed. And then they were on a foot race to the bag. The ball was bunted at Peter Copa. Sway's running down the first baseline. Copa's coming in to field the ball. The question is, who's getting to the first base bag first, Peter Copa or Josue Feliciano? Josue, in a photo finish, gets to the bag before.
And I messed up the call. I thought the play was going to the plate. Yeah, because I thought the play was going to the plate, but it went to first because I thought the ball was hit closer to home plate. They would have had a better play there, but they went to first. And Sway did something I had never seen, a walk-off suicide squeeze. Isn't that?
Never heard of it before.
Isn't that the beauty of baseball? You'll always see something you've never seen before.
Correct. We could sit here all afternoon and call the rest of this baseball game off. We could tell Chiefs Blue Sox stories. And I'm sure Chuck could get over here fairly quickly, and he could take the other mic. And
This is the other mic.
well, we'll get a third one, and we could regale people with all kinds of stories. There's the game people see, and then there's the game within the game. You look across the way, and you look into the eyes of the players, and they look into your team's eyes, and you see that everybody means business. I mean, just think, Justin Franey, Jared Franey. Think about how dominant he was. Not just good.
Dominant.
He dominated.
The year
Dominated.
The year he went 10-0, didn't allow a home run somehow. Even the last couple of years where batters started to be able to hit him, he was still striking out batters at career high paces.
He had the ability to mix in a great fastball with a great curveball and a great changeup. I mean, not just good, not just average. They were great. They were off the charts. I'm amazed that no professional team drafted him or signed him. He's certainly good enough to play at that level. And he was dominating in the Intercity League for the longest time. But as good as he was, there were more besides Jared. If you want to go back, Dave Masters, who pitched on some of Chuck's teams, was a dominating Intercity League pitcher. Different kind of pitcher than Jared, but certainly as effective, and maybe even for a longer period of time. Chuck has always had good pitching. He was a pitcher himself, so he knows what he wants in a pitcher. He knows the psyche of pitchers. He knows how to coach them.
You can follow LSP on the web at localsportsproductions.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, and Teespring, LSP37, Snapchat, LSP Media, and subscribe to the LSP YouTube channel. Talking with Rick DeAngelis, some Intercity League memories, some Chiefs and Blue Sox memories. The Cranberry League has padded their lead to 4-0 as we go to the top of the sixth. 4-1, I should say, as we go to the top of the sixth. Kenny Polanco will lead things off for the Yawkey League from the Revere Rockies as the Yawkey League tries to claw back into this one. Polanco is 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts. He takes down and away ball 1. That catches the inside corner, strike 1. Polanco comes up empty at a off-speed pitch, 1-2. Got a new pitcher for the Cranberry League from the Bourne Mariners. Still 2-2 to Polanco. Zach Kirby's actually pitched a couple innings for the Bourne Mariners. One of the aces for the Andre Chiefs. This is reached for and fouled off. Who'd you say it was again, Bruce? So Jay Morris for the Bourne Mariners, .47 ERA, 4-1 record with 2 saves in 15 innings. He's allowed 9 hits, 3 runs, one of which was earned, walked 4, and struck out 17. That going to be it for you, Rick?
I think it is.
All right. Well, Rick, it's always a pleasure talking baseball with you, and I'll see you again Tuesday.
I'd like to be able to do this again. I'd love to do it with my compadre, Chuck Andre.
Well, I think you have more important things to do during Blue Sox games.
Well, Blue Sox Chiefs game, there's nothing special about them. Chuck and I
not
can
at
sit
all.
here and watch. Let the players play and see what happens.
Let Matty take care of the managerial duties for a day.
And Steve could take care of him for Chuck's team. And we'll just sit here and watch. All right, Sam.
All right.
Great talking to you.
Thank you so much, Rick.
And by the way, thank you very much for what you do for the Blue Sox organization.
My pleasure. Thank you for allowing me to do this.
Well, you're an integral part of our organization, and we thank you for
I'm
all
flattered.
that you do.
I'm flattered. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thanks. Chuck, we'll talk soon.
Rick DeAngelis, ladies and gentlemen, talking baseball, talking the All-Star Tournament, talking the Chiefs and Blue Sox rivalry. 1-2 still the count. Mm-hmm. Breaking ball popped up into shallow right, and this will be caught with a basket catch by the right fielder for out number 2. That'll be Colin Rooney from the Al Thomas Athletics. And that curveball comes over the inside edge for strike 1. Rooney's 0 for 2 with a fly out to left and a strikeout. And that one goes behind his back for ball 1, 1-1. Need a pen? Oh, okay. More action warming for the Cranberry League in their bullpen as this is popped up and out of play for strike 2. As this is grounded to short, fielded on a couple of hops. On to first, low throw, it's thrown away. So the Yawkey League with a runner on in scoring position on the E6. And now Ben Lewis from the Al Thomas Athletics. He's batting .313 this year with 3 doubles and 12 RBIs. This is lined into left field, through for a base hit. Being waved around third is Rooney. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's offline. Now the throw down to second, and it's not in time. Ben Lewis comes through and cuts the deficit to 2.
Ben Lewis with the pinch hit single. That is Stone Center left fielder Ryan Flanagan.
Now Ryan Flanagan will step to the plate. It looks like we might have a pitching change here for the Cranberry League. looks like we're not going to have a pitching change after all. Ryan Flanagan, tying run, still now in the on-deck circle, and that hit him. And now the tying run comes to the plate in the person of Kevin Foley.
Now batting Alec Toro.
Correction. It's Alec Toro from the McKay Club Beacons. Outside corner for strike one. Thank you. Downstairs, ball one, and now the runners are taking off, at least the runner from second, Lewis. So that makes it first and third with a 1-1 count. Toro takes on the outside corner, strike two. Toro this year batting .225 with 3 doubles, 1 triple, and 10 RBIs, as well as 10 walks. And he dribbles this foul. Just staying alive. Did you reach out? Well, just now you did. Well, I wasn't facing, so I guess I should take your word for it. Outside, 2-2. Flanagan at first, Lewis at third, 2 down. The tying run at first. Runner goes and it's fouled off. Two and two the count. Go ahead, run at the plate, tying run at first for the Yawkey League. 1 run home this inning, and it's fouled off. Toro putting together a nice at-bat here. Toro 3 nights ago against the Brighton Black Sox was 1 for 2 with a run scored and an RBI. He hasn't had a multi-hit game this year for the Beacons. Down and away, throw down to second will be held on to. Flanagan picks up the steal. And now the tying run in scoring position with a full count. Down and away, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. And this is going to be a pitching change for the Cranberry League. It's going to be Connor Birch coming on to pitch from the Bourne Mariners. So we have a pitching change coming to you from center field at Lexington High School in Lexington, Mass. Cranberry League 4, Yawkey League 2. This is the Eastern Mass Amateur Baseball Classic on LSP. The LSP store is now open. Get yourself a DVD copy of most past LSP video broadcasts. Or one of several different designs of stickers or shirts, including the LSP hoodie and the Never Concede Collection. Visit localsportsproductions.com/store after the game to place your order. This is actually Patrick Arter from the Bourne Mariners. He's made 8 appearances for the Mariners this year, has no decisions and 3 saves, a 1.75 ERA. In 8 innings of work, he's allowed 3 hits, 2 earned runs, walked 6, and struck out 15. He will likely be asked to go 4 outs for this save. And so the tying run at second, the go-ahead run at first for the Cranberry League.
Pitching for the Cranberry League from the Bourne Mariners, Pat Otter. Batting for the Yaqui League, second baseman Devin Santilli.
And now Devin Santilli from the Charlestown Townies will be charged with bringing home at least 1 with 2 outs here. And he swings at the first one and fouls it off for strike 1. Santilli this year a .222 hitter with 1 RBI. Skips away. 1-run game. Now the go-ahead run in scoring position. For the Yawkey League. Santilli takes on the outside corner, strike 2. This means that at the very least in the top of the 7th, if the Yawkey League is still trailing, they'll at least have the top third of the order due up. And that hit him! And now Curtis Tyrone, who's already 2 for 3. He's the 8th man to bat in the inning. Now more action warming for the Cranberry League. Inside corner, strike 1. Pop foul and out of play, and Tyrone is behind. 0-2. The tying run at third, the go-ahead run at second for the Yawkey League, who are down 4-1 going into this inning. We're down 4-1 with 5 outs to go. Now they're on the precipice of maybe tying or taking the lead. Tyrone strikes out. The pitch gets away from the catcher. The throw down to first is in time. And the Cranberry League can breathe, but the Yawkey League is within one after 5.5. 4-3 Cranberry. This is the Eastern Mass Amateur Baseball Classic on LSP. LSP's next broadcast is today at 4:55 p.m. with the championship game of the Eastern Mass Amateur Baseball Classic between the Park League and the winner of this game, the Cranberry League or the Yawkey League. Watch the game live at localsportsproductions.com/live, then stream the game the next day at localsportsproductions.com/on-demand or on the LSP YouTube channel, or buy a DVD of the game at the LSP store.
In the top of the sixth for the Yaqui League, they had 2 runs, 1 hit. There was 1 error and 3 runners left on base.
Bottom third of the order due up for the Cranberry League here in the bottom of the 6th.
Defensive change for the Yaqui League, now playing third base, Mike Griffin.
Mike Griffin of the Stoneham Sabres is taking over at third base.
Leading off, catcher Noah Holland.
Noah Holland leading things off for the Cranberry League, and he takes strike 1. He grounds this one down the third base line, and another one that the right-handed batters are out in front of. Strike 2. Ground down the third base foul line again. I know, right? Swing and a miss, strike 3. One down here in the bottom of the 6th.
Enters the center fielder, Joe Weber.
Now Joe Weber, the center fielder. And he takes inside for ball 1 from the Marshfield Green Harbor Hawks. Downstairs for ball 2. Raul Martinez still out there on the mound for the Yawkey League. And he gets strike 1 in there. 2-1. Outside, 3-1. I misspoke. It's not the 79 here. It's the 8-9-1 hitters due up. Because Dan Cook is on deck. And a swing and a miss, and that fills the count at 3-2. Ball, no, it was a foul ball, not ball 4. That's ball 4. So an insurance run standing at first for the Cranberry League. And the line turns over for Dan Cook. Singled, stole a base, and scored his last time up. And he laces this one into left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Throw into second is offline, but backed up by the first baseman. And it's a double for Cook. Now Jason Shell with the infield in. And a strike, 0-1 to Shell. Up and away, 1-1. Shell wears number 0. Adam Ottavino wears number 0 for the Yankees. Ray Ordonez wore 0 for a time for the Mets. Brandon Phillips wore number 0 for the Red Sox, didn't he? Yeah. 2 down as Shell swings and misses. Now Matt Farragher from the Canton A's takes strike 1. Farragher banged .380 with 3 doubles and 9 RBIs, I should say. Foul tipped into the mitt for strike 2. Farragher hoping to come through with a base hit and maybe pad this lead back to 3 for the Cranberry League. But he cannot as it swung on and missed for strike 3. Great job by Martinez of pitching out of danger. We go to the top of the 7th, closing time for the Cranberry League. It is the Cranberry League 4 and the Yawkey League 3. This is the Eastern Mass Amateur Baseball Classic on LSP. LSP is a member of the Avis affiliate program. Use the promo code on your screen or click the link in the video description for up to 30% off your next rental from Avis. So Arter is back out there for the top of the 7th. And he will face the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the Yawkey League lineup. To begin with J.P. Agarosis. Agarosis is 0 for 3. Can the Cranberry League advance and play for their 2nd consecutive Eastern Mass Amateur Baseball Classic? It would be the 4th consecutive year they'd play for it. after losing the first two in that stretch before defeating the Intercity League. Agarosis to lead things off. Again, he's 0 for 3. Arter delivers. Fastball just missed for ball 1.
Leading off for the Yaqui League, Yaqui Agarosis.
Swing and a miss at a fastball, 1-1. Swing and a miss at a fastball away, 1-2. Down and away, 2-2. Third baseman playing very close to the line. The right-handed hitting Agarosis. Reached for and fouled off. Last inning, the Yawkey League, who were down to their final 5 outs, trailing 3, got 2 runs on 1 hit. There were 2 hit batsmen, an error, and a walk in the inning. Fouled off again. There was action warming in the Cranberry League bullpen. There is not anymore. Arter has not pitched since June 30th when he got the save in 1 inning of work against Plymouth. Fouled off again. Agarosis putting up a very tough battle. Fouled off again. Agarosis just will not die. Try to throw something a little further outside the zone, see if he'll chase at that. Slider down and away, he wouldn't go, full count. Agarosis represents the tying run for the Yawkey League. High for ball 4. Tying run on. Now this will be Mike Griffin from the McKay Club Beacons. He's batted .262 this year with 2 triples, 2 home runs, and 8 RBIs. He takes strike 1. He's also drawn 17 walks and struck out 17 times. Slide step, and the pitch skips away. One and one the count. Now the tying run in scoring position for the Yawkey League. Griffin's home runs came on June 2nd against Revere and June 14th against Charlestown. He's got an OPS of 1,008, padded by those 17 walks. That's not. Now Cam Albanese, my mistake, not Griffin, gets the bunt down in front of the plate. The sacrifice is successful. So it's, my mistake, it's not Griffin, it's Albanese who lays down the bunt. We have a pinch hitter coming up for the Yawkey League, and we may have a pitching change coming up for the Cranberry League. Maybe. Yep, pitching change for the Cranberry League. We'll get a name for you in a second. Yeah.
Francisco Navarro.
All right. So the new pitcher for the Cranberry League is Francisco Navarro from the Braintree White Sox. This year he is 1-1 with a 1.62 ERA. In 21 2/3 innings, he's allowed 13 hits, 5 earned runs, walked 19, and struck out 21. Walked 5 in 4 2/3 innings against Weymouth on July 8th in his last appearance. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Get your company's message on air or on localsportsproductions.com for as little as $25 per ad. Visit localsportsproductions.com/advertising or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. Francisco Navarro from the Braintree White Sox, tasked with getting the save. The tying run is 90 feet away for the Yawkey League, and the go-ahead run is at the plate. And the pinch hitter from the Savin Hill Dodgers, don't have a name. Let me just... Who is it? All right, so our mystery pinch hitter from the Savin Hill Dodgers wants to squeeze home the run, and he takes outside ball 1. Gonna try it again, but fouls it off. Strike 1. So this is Corey Albanese. So Mike Griffin must have been the pinch hitter before. So Albanese, let's see if he tries to lay one down again. He does not, and he takes outside ball 2. If you walk him, it at least sets up the potential game-ending double play. Right now, Navarro trying to get the out here. And that hit him. Another hit batsman for Cranberry League pitching. That puts the go-ahead run at first. And now we're going to have a pinch runner at first. And now Colin Rooney, who scored last inning after reaching on an error. First pitch to him from Navarro. Here it is. Low for ball 1. The pitching has escaped the Cranberry League these last 2 innings. Some hit batsmen, some wild pitches. Of course, the errors behind them by the defense. Runner takes off for second. The throw is going to be held on to. Not going to allow the tying run to score on a double steal. That puts the go-ahead run in scoring position. So now a base hit could give the Yawkey League their first lead of the game. Navarro comes set. And the pitch. 2-1. Swing and a miss, slider down and away, 2-2. This game passed the 2-hour mark. We started at 2:05. Just below the knees, full count. Well, you were going to upset someone with that call no matter what. Navarro comes set. 3-2. In the dirt for ball 4. It skips away from the catcher, but no further advance by the runners. And now the bases are loaded with 1 out. Now Ben Lewis. Lewis singled and scored. Last inning. Chance to be the hero for the Yawkey League. Corner infielders in. The pitch is down and away for ball one. Inside, and it nearly hit him. 2-0. Lined, through for a base hit. The tying run scores. The Yawkey League has come all the way back to tie it at 4. Still only one out in the inning. So Liam Moreno, and now time is called. Liam Moreno from the Brighton Braves is going to get a turn at bat. We're going to have another conference at the mound. As the Cranberry League has imploded these last 2 innings. Moreno at .471. 4 of his 8 hits are doubles, and he's got 6 RBIs. He's walked once and struck out 7 times. Low for ball one. Bases loaded. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. The Yawkey League trailed 4-1 with 5 outs to go. Now here they are tied. Did that hit him? Or is it a foul ball? It's a foul ball. Hit the handle of his bat. So it's 1-1. Down away, it skips away, it goes out of play. And the Yawkey League leads on a wild pitch. Cranberry League's going to have the middle of the order due up next inning if they want to try and come back and win this one. But right now they need to prevent this one from getting out of hand. 2 runs last inning, 2 runs this inning, 3-1 count with 1 out. And this is into right field. Moreno hits it towards the right field line. It's down for a base hit off the wall. It's a double. That plate's only one. And it is 6-4. Now Alec Toro. 5 unanswered by the Yawkey League. Ball 1. Ball 2, as Navarro rather, can't find the strike zone. Ten of the last 12 Yawkey hitters have reached base, as that's upstairs for ball 3. Ball 4. They're still going with Navarro, as here's Santilli. And now time is called, and we're going to have another pitching change for the Cranberry League. It'll be the 3rd pitcher of the inning for the Cranberry League All-Stars. 6-4 Yawkey League. This is the Eastern Mass Amateur Baseball Classic on LSP. Want LSP to tape or broadcast your team's games? Rates start just $100 per game. Also ask LSP about streaming your next gaming tournament, wedding, concert, recital, school play, meeting, or other event. Visit localsportsproductions.com/services or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. Brian Goggin is the new pitcher for the Cranberry League. He's 2-1 in 7 appearances with 1 save at a .320 ERA. In 19 2/3 innings, he's allowed 16 hits, 13 runs, 9 of which are earned, walked 11, and struck out 27. Last pitch 2 nights ago against the Bourne Mariners, going 2 innings, allowing 1 hit, 1 run, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. So his first assignment will be Devin Santilli.
Pitching for the Cranberry League from the Braintree White Sox, Brian Goggin.
Now Santilli with a chance to pad the Yawkey lead even further. And that sails high for ball 1. Inside ball 2. Hitters count for Santilli, who was hit by a pitch last time up. 3-0. Taken all the way for strike one. Popped up into foul territory and out of play to fill the count. Lewis at third, Moreno at second, Toro at first. The 3-2 pitch, here it is. Popped up into foul territory, and that will get out of play, despite the catch. The wind picked up just as that ball was hit to carry it a little further. Out of play. Goggin with the 3-2 again. Fouled off again. So we'll see an 8th pitch. Reached for and fouled off. Ball 4, and that walks in another run. Six runs in the last 2 innings for the Yawkey League. And now Curtis Tyrone, 2 for 4 with 2 singles. And he fouls that one into the screen for strike one. Moreno at third, Toro at second, Santilli at first. High for ball 1 with the fastball. Reach for and fouled off, and that'll make it 1-2. Still only 1 out in the inning. Outside with the breaking ball, 2-2. And now more action warming for the Cranberry League in the bullpen. 6 runs in the last 2 innings for the Yawkey League to take a 7-4 lead. Fouled off. On deck for the Yawkey League is John Chapman of Stoneham, and that is swung on and missed for strike 3. John Chapman of the Stoneham Sabres, who's batting .429 this season for the Sabres with the open stance. And he fouls that one off for strike 1.
Pitching for the Yaqui League from Stoneham, John Chapman.
And he grounds this one up the middle, fielded by the shortstop, underhand to second for the force that retires the side, but the Yawkey League takes the lead with 4 runs in the inning, and after 6.5, closing time for the Yawkey League. It is the Yawkey League 7 and the Cranberry League 4. This is the Eastern Mass All-Star Classic on LSP. You can follow LSP on the web at localsportsproductions.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, and Teespring LSP37, Snapchat LSP Media, and subscribe to the LSP YouTube channel.
For the Yaqui League in the top of the 7th, it was 4 runs and 2 hits. There were no errors and 3 runners left on base.
Raul Martinez is out there for another inning. And it's his game to win now. They're coming in trailing. Martinez has a 1.11 ERA and a 6-1 record in 8 appearances and 38 innings. He's allowed 21 hits, 7 runs, 6 of which are earned, walked 18, and struck out 53. So Corey Albanese takes over at first base for the Yawkey League. And here we go to the bottom of the 7th. Martinez now pitching for the win. Strike 1.
Leading off for the Cranberry League was Brandon Jenkins.
Brandon Jenkins leading it off for the Cranberry League. Foul tip into the mid of of Rooney for strike 2. Fouled off. So it's actually Zach Walker at first. Little Johnny Cueto turn, and that is fouled off again. Remains 0-2. Just below the knees, ball 1. Fouled off. Two and two. Swing and a miss at a high fastball for strike three. Finally, there's out number one. Breaking ball misses high for ball one.
I got you. Cabot, it's Cabot Nair from Acushnet, yeah.
Cabot Nair from the Acushnet Aztecs fouls that one off for strike one. Fouled off, strike two. Cabot Mare, a .226 hitter with 1 double, 3 homers, and 10 RBIs. So he's got some pop in that bat. Fouled off. Martinez obviously taking cues from Johnny Cueto with his windups. Swing and a miss. 2 down. Cranberry League down to their final strike, trying to defend their Eastern Mass Amateur Baseball Classic title. Wait, now what? There's still one out to get. They're just all coming out to greet him after a job well done. So we have a pitching change. For the Yawkey League. And it looks like this is Tommy Merrick from the Savin Hill Dodgers. Merrick is 1-3 with a .467 ERA in 21 innings. He's allowed 26 hits, 18 runs, 14 of which are earned, walked 9 and struck out 12. So Martinez forced out of the game because he pitched 2 innings. And now Merrick will try and get the save.
Yaqui from the Savin Hill Dodgers, Tommy Merrick. Adding for the Cranberry League is Mike Corey.
So Mike Corey will try to prolong the game against Tommy Merrick of the Savin Hill Dodgers. And the first pitch is up and away for ball one. Grounder back to the pitcher, Merrick. He'll underhand to first. And the Yawkey League completes the comeback with 6 runs in the final 2 innings to take the second semifinal 7-4, and they will face the Park League for the Eastern Mass Amateur Baseball Classic in just a little bit here on LSP. So with that said, this has been a presentation of local sports production serving Greater Boston student athletes since 2011. Copyright 2019. Need some water. Unauthorized redistribution of any portion of this broadcast without the express written permission Excuse me. Now, the express written permission of local sports productions is strictly prohibited. A reminder that LSP is a member of the Avis affiliate program.
The championship game will be between the Boston Park League winners.
Use the promo code on your screen you see now or click the link in the video description for up to 30% off your rental from Avis. LSP's next broadcast in a little bit with the championship game of the Eastern Mass Amateur Baseball Classic between the Yawkey League and the Park League. Watch the game live at localsportsproductions.com/live. Then stream the game the next day at localsportsproductions.com/on-demand or on the LSP YouTube channel. Or buy a DVD of the game at the LSP store. And be sure to follow LSP on the web, localsportsproductions.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, and Teespring, LSP37, Snapchat, LSP Media, and subscribe to the LSP YouTube channel. Once again, the final score from center field at Lexington High School in Lexington, Mass. It is the Yawkey League 7 and the Cranberry League 4. My name is Sam Feely, reminding you freelance isn't free. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in just a little bit.